So now it's time for us to go ahead and pretty much talk about the iPhone 14s yet again. These phones, I like them, they're great, but we have to talk about everything that is wrong with these iPhones. Now, the first thing being this SIM card tray. Them removing this, in my opinion, is very interesting because I feel like there's no advantage at all for them doing this, considering the fact that they are still selling iPhones with SIM card trays in other markets. So it's very strange they took it out of the US, but they're still developing them in other countries, which is very strange. So I feel like they should have just made one iPhone with SIM card trays and then moved on. In this case, they removed the headphone jack, they've done things here and there, but they've also removed things and reversed on their stance as well. We look at MacBooks, they removed the MagSafe, they removed everything, then they brought it back. In this case, I think it could be one of those things where people will adapt to it very soon, but it's just going to take a long time for people to go ahead and get adapted to it. And then with the next iPhones, it's just going to be a very weird process. I'm not really looking forward to it, but that was one thing I feel like they should have just added SIM card trays in all the phones and they pretty much moved on. Now, another thing that kind of stood out to me too was that these iPhones are still baselined at 128 gigabytes. Now, I feel like in this day and age, you kind of need a little bit more storage, considering there's no expandable storage or anything like that. Now, I do understand Google and all these other manufacturers are still kind of doing the same thing, but a lot of phones that cost $1,000 typically give you the ability of upgrading storage, or at least having the ability of, getting 256 at the base model. I feel like in this case, 128 still for the base models, for the pros especially, is something that Apple could have probably given us a little bit more storage at, to be honest. Another thing, and this is the biggest thing, I think even probably more than the SIM card tray, is that the fact that the iPhone 14 still has the same chipset pretty much as the iPhone 13. It's more like the 13 Pro, but the difference between the 13 Pro is pretty much no difference at all. And Apple has kept the same type of body and same type of everything for the iPhone 14 on the exterior. Now, of course, the camera is better and this and that, but it is the same phone at its core. The biggest thing is the Plus model got a bigger size, but they are the same phone between the 13 and the 14. So in my opinion, this is a really big, weird way of Apple pretty much stating, hey, we don't really care about our baseline iPhones. Just, get them if you want to. We don't really care. We want you to go and upgrade to the Pro models. Now, I don't think there's a problem with that inherently, but I think for the people who like those cheaper end iPhones, it's becoming a worse and worse deal. But also the Pro models are becoming a weirder and weirder iPhone, considering that they're removing the SIM card trays and they're kind of, making these iPhone 14s with the same chipsets of the other ones. Will there be a point where next year's iPhone will have the same A16 chip as well? Who knows? Now, on top of that, these iPhones still have the same amount of RAM as the 2020 iPhones from, the iPhone 12s. Now, again, I don't think this is a problem inherently because iPhones do a really good job of RAM management and everything. But when I look at the competition and I see how much they're improving their RAM and just improving their performance year after year after year, I still feel like there needs to be a little bit more of a push from Apple for making these phones the standout devices. And from the jump from an iPhone 13, especially to an iPhone 14, there's one core CPU or something that we get more. It's almost identically the same phone, and I'm pretty sure when I get the iPhone 14, they're going to be very similar. I'm expecting the 14 to be faster, but it's just very strange to me that Apple did this. Now, these iPhones are not bad iPhones by any means. I'm still going to buy them. I'm still going to love them. But I feel like this is the weirdest generation of iPhones ever. They removed the SIM card trays, the same amount of RAM. The bodies are exactly the same. At least from the 12 to the 13, they reduced the notch a little bit and added in, the newer chipset inside. So I don't know what Apple's going to be doing here. I guess we'll see what happens in the future, but that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.